China has launched an unprecedented mission to retrieve samples from the far side of the moon. For centuries, the moon has been a subject of wonder, inspiration, and mystery. Its presence in the night sky has not only inspired myths and legends but also served as a beacon for humanity's greatest ambitions. In the 20th century, the race to the moon defined the geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. But now, decades later, a new contender has entered the race, and it has made a discovery so groundbreaking that it could rewrite history as we know it. China's latest mission to the moon has unveiled something extraordinary, and the implications are leaving the world, especially the United States, utterly stunned. The question now isn't just about what China has discovered but about how this newfound knowledge will shape humanity's future. What does this mean for the balance of power on Earth? And more importantly, what does it reveal about the secrets of our closest celestial neighbor? Let's dive into the details of China's groundbreaking discovery and why it has sent shockwaves through both the scientific community and the global political stage. China's lunar ambitions. To understand the significance of this moment, we first need to look at how China's space program has evolved over the past 2 decades. China has made leaps and bounds in space exploration, from launching its first astronauts into orbit to building a state-of-the-art space station. The country's ambitions have steadily grown, but perhaps no aspect of China's space program has captured more attention than its lunar missions. China's Chang'e program, named after the mythical moon goddess, has been central to its efforts. In 2019, Chang'e 4 became the first spacecraft to land on the far side of the moon, a feat that had never been achieved before. This was followed by the Chang'e 5 mission in 2020, which successfully brought back lunar samples for the first time in over 40 years. Now, with the Chang'e 7 and Chang'e 8 missions on the horizon, China is setting its sights on building a permanent lunar base by the 2030s. These efforts are not just about national pride, they are about positioning China as a leader in the next frontier of human exploration. And the latest discovery from their lunar missions may have just cemented that position. The discovery that changes everything. China's Chang'e 6 mission, a follow-up to Chang'e 5, was tasked with exploring the moon's south pole, a region that has become a focal point for lunar exploration due to its potential for water ice. The mission involved advanced robotic technology and cutting-edge instruments designed to analyze the lunar surface with unprecedented precision. What Chinese scientists found, however, was far beyond what anyone had anticipated. Buried beneath the surface of the South Pole, they discovered evidence of a previously unknown mineral composition. This mineral, which has been tentatively named Chang'e, appears to possess properties that could revolutionize our understanding of planetary formation and the history of the moon itself. But that's not all. Alongside this new mineral, they also detected anomalies in the moon's magnetic field, anomalies that suggest the moon may have a more dynamic geological history than previously thought. This challenges the long-held belief that the moon is a geologically dead world, raising questions about its past and its connection to Earth. The implications of these findings. The implications of these findings are staggering. If confirmed, they could rewrite the history of the moon's formation, offering new insights into the early solar system. More intriguingly, they could provide clues about the conditions necessary for life to exist on other celestial bodies. The water ice breakthrough. In addition to the discovery of Chang'e, the mission also made significant progress in the search for water ice. Using advanced spectrometers, the Chang'e 6 probe identified regions with higher concentrations of hydrogen, a key indicator of water ice. This discovery is crucial, as water is essential for sustaining life and could also be used to produce fuel for future space missions. The presence of water ice on the moon's south pole has long been suspected, but China's findings provide the most concrete evidence yet. This development could pave the way for the establishment of a permanent lunar base, enabling humanity to use the moon as a stepping stone for exploring deeper into the solar system. How the U.S. is reacting. The discovery has not gone unnoticed in the United States. NASA, which has been planning its own lunar missions under the Artemis program, is now racing against the clock. The goal of the Artemis program is to return humans to the moon by the mid-2020s and establish a sustainable presence. However, China's recent advancements have added a new layer of urgency. American officials are increasingly viewing the moon as a strategic asset, both scientifically and geopolitically. The potential for mining resources such as helium-3 and rare earth metals has made the moon a focal point for economic competition. With China's latest discovery, the stakes have never been higher. There are growing concerns within the U.S. government about the possibility of a lunar land grab. While international treaties like the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 prohibit nations from claiming territory on the moon, the lack of enforcement mechanisms leaves room for ambiguity. As China accelerates its lunar program, the United States is grappling with the need to strengthen its own presence on the moon. The geopolitical implications. The moon has always been more than just a scientific frontier. It's a stage for geopolitical rivalries. During the Cold War, the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union was as much about demonstrating technological superiority as it was about exploring the cosmos. Today, a similar dynamic is playing out between the United States and China. China's latest discovery has heightened tensions between the two superpowers. It's not just about who can reach the moon first. It's about who can harness its resources and establish dominance in space. The implications of this rivalry extend far beyond the lunar surface. Space is increasingly seen as a critical domain for national security, economic development, and technological innovation. The U.S. and its allies are now discussing ways to coordinate their efforts in space to counterbalance China's growing influence.